What's up, Z-Man fans, and welcome back to the show. I just sat through and tried to watch episode 8 of Clarice, this season 1, after I think it's 3-week, if I'm not mistaken, that is correct, a 3-week hiatus, because I think CBS wanted to wait until sweeps in May so they could get some more ratings for the show, which it's already teetering on barely watchable, to be honest. This show has had its ups and downs all throughout the way. And if you're trying to think yourself and say, well, Mike, then stop watching it. What's your problem? My problem is when you get invested in a show and you keep giving it a chance to try and become something and to finally have a payoff. And we don't get near enough payoffs along the way. We get like these little pieces. And I just don't feel like it's enough to where it's just like, oh wow, amazing episode, amazing episode. Not that Walking Dead is like every episode's amazing, but at least I feel like it's going somewhere. Now that's my opinion. I'm a big zombie fan, but with this show I just feel like I'm just kind of being just led on, just slowly and slower and slower and slower. It was such a disappointment. I tried to do a reaction video to this episode. I was kind of excited. I was like, I got this new format. I was like, let's just see if I can, try and see if we get some good reactions. There were like 3 moments, I think, that I actually could react in this episode. The rest of it was boring as hell. I tried, I watched. When the body fell off, that was the bridge, the female. That was one point. So that's the girl she met. Oh. That's gnarly. Ardelia, when she finds out she's getting completely passed over and someone's taken over something that she's been pretty much heading up for like the last year or two or something, all of her work, whatever, just gone to the drain to some nobody white dude who's just kind of stepping in, and he doesn't even really know much about the DNA database or anyways, and she's just fueling, and I could tell it. I think she wanted to murder that guy at that point.
Who I wanted to work with me on the DNA task force, your name was the first one out of my mouth.
You're leading the task force?
No, I'm more senior agent. Eric Phelan will
Did you hear that in the tone?
Running the day-to-day.
My research funded the task force. I applied for...
Exactly. That's why you'll be my right hand. In fact, I really need you to get me up to speed on DNA, the database. You know what you've been doing.
So basically he's unqualified and white and got the job.
They're what now?
Oh, we're doing an interview for the newsletter. Yeah, Herman's really excited to let the other FBI offices know about the DNA task force. Do you think you could write up a summary of everything by Monday?
Of all my work?
Exactly. And once Herman, Phelan, and I are up to speed,
oh my god, look at her. This is the first reaction that's worth reaction in this, other than the body falling off. Look, she wants to murder that dude. She might flip. That was literally the 2 biggest reaction moments that you could even have during this entire... That's pretty bad. When you can't even really have any more reaction or like excitement to an episode except for that. And the rest of it was just kind of like... just dragging on. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I mean, pretty much what we found out that there was this female that she was from another country, and see, I just don't really care. I just don't really know, but she came here to be, I guess, to pass some trials to try and become a doctor. It sounded like, by this young guy. I guess he brings people over to give them a chance, so then hopefully they can go back to their countries and do well and share their knowledge and be doctors and stuff like that. Well, anyways, she ends up dead. She looks like she falls off or is pushed off, whatever, a bridge. They find that she's got a missing wedding ring. They start putting piece by piece. Finally, by the end of the episode, after a bunch of BS between Krendler and a moment with his son, saying how he's annoyed that dad never told me that, mom was a drunk, and then he finds out that, well, mom and dad were both drunks, and we're just trying to work through this and get it all done. And then you got this Joe Hudlin dude who's still trying to frame Paul Krendler. It's just kind of like the story. It's fizzling out. Or fizzing out, whatever. It's just totally going, almost nowhere. I mean, okay, so we know who the bad guy is. What's exciting about that? I mean, other than he's trying to blackmail Paul, and there might be some little craziness go down, and by the end of the episode, there's like, do you just want to arrest him, or do you want to see how far this goes and go further? Is there really anything further to discuss? I mean, other than these clinical trials, and clearly it's totally jacking up babies. I mean, and there's some pharmaceutical company behind it all. Okay, so end it. This show, guys, very disappointing. It just is. By episode 8 now, we should be really coming up to a climax, like really being like, okay, the stakes couldn't be higher. And at this point, in my opinion, the stakes couldn't be any lower. So, sorry, definitely give a dislike if you disagree with me, this and that, if you think I'm being overbearing, but it's just disappointing. I'm disappointed. You can probably see it in my attitude. I'm sorry. I wish I could be different. And now we're 2 episodes away. Now I'm just kind of like, do I just throw this show away and just be like, it's just a bad memory? Or do I see it through? I don't know. If I know myself, I'm probably going to watch and probably see it through. So I will do my best not to give too many more bitchy episode reviews, but I'm sorry. It is what it is, and this is where we are. So episode 8, Add-a-bead. What a name for an episode anyways, which is just a play off of her beads that she keeps going to during the entire episode, which is part of something that her father gave her before he died. Again, very tragic, but I'm not feeling it. Her new therapist too, it's just kind of like, okay, very serious or whatever. And she's like, by the time I'm done with you, you may not be able to go back to your job. And it's just like, everything that I saw tonight, I'm like, okay, other than revisiting some bad memories, why would she not be able to go back to her job? I mean, I guess, I get it. We're not there yet, but come on. I mean, there's got to be something more interesting to this. I mean, there's no Lecter. There's no, I mean, Bill's dead. I mean, there's nothing left to it. What could they possibly give us in 2 episodes that's going to make us leave here like, bam, legit, right? So I guess we'll see. Thanks for coming out and watching the show. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I do reviews with my good buddy Adam. We're going to be doing Mortal Kombat here. It may just be a solo review because everybody's been so busy lately, but all the same, I will get that one out to you guys later in the weekend, maybe as early as Monday perhaps, and we'll be looking at, we're going to try and do actually a reaction video of Adam watching Alien. I think was it 1979 Alien? Sigourney Weaver for the very first time. It would probably be my 200th time watching it, but Adam's first one. I'm really curious to see what his reaction is after seeing such an amazing classic that's laid the groundwork for so many movies that followed it. So maybe get a chance to come out and check that out next week. Okay, with that said, I am Mike with the CMM Show, and I will catch you guys at the next review. See ya.